Hey guys, Dan here alongside our buddy Joe.
Hello.
It's time for Dan Reviews It Presents
The
Anthology
Zone.
Zone. We gotta get
I'll make one for
we
you.
gotta get some music. Yeah,
I'll have to make some effects. I'll make an intro for you.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I've been busy with
this summer. That'll be one of your projects.
All right, one of my many video projects this
You'll
summer.
do a nice intro for the Anthology Zone. So
Yes.
we are up to from the random number generator. It spits out a number, and I catalog it with our list. And I think we might see a lot from this show because it ran for 361 episodes.
Oh.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And the beauty of this, unlike some of our other ones, Ray Bradbury you had to find on YouTube, Tales from the Dark Side, very hard to find. But this one, Peacock, has all of the episodes for this show.
That's awesome.
Which is very awesome. It has, I think, this whole show, and then, because this ran like 7 years, and then for another 3 years, there was like the Alfred Hitchcock Hour or something, where they were hour-long anthologies. But this one is called The Cuckoo Clock. This is from April of 1960. It's part of season 5. But we were able to watch it just fine on Peacock, and you guys can do the same. And very good, strong quality, as you'd expect.
Too strong, perhaps.
Well, I really like the picture here.
Oh, no, it looks good.
Yeah, I meant like how it looked compared to when it was made.
Honestly.
But with Hitchcock, you'd figure they shot everything on film.
And he probably basically directed it himself. You can feel it, like, honestly.
Yeah, like, I wonder.
I don't know.
So it was directed by this John Bram, and story was by Robert Bloch and Fred Mace. But
I wonder.
He's got his stamp
over it, because
all over it.
What you talk about the look of it. I mean, not only was it polished, but just thinking about how he uses, much like in Rope, is mostly confined to one area, and how much he makes use of that space.
Yeah, there's only two locales in this whole thing.
And with the performances, which we'll get into, I felt like I was watching a piece of an actual Hitchcock film.
Yeah.
So,
Look, this is, I think, one of the most well-known of the anthology shows. It predated Twilight Zone by a few years. And, yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows he is, of course, the master of suspense and all of this. And, so...
I've never seen it before.
I had seen a couple of random episodes on, like, a MeTV or Antenna or something like that. But of course the reputation precedes it, but Hitchcock himself, he's the Serling of the whole
He's got the presence
bit
as the opener.
And at the time, here's what I loved about this. So we saw a really interesting intro and outro.
A good bit, yeah.
He was
pretty cool.
He was straight up doing jokes and bits.
Yeah.
About the canned laughter of sitcoms,
taking jabs at sitcoms,
and all that. He had
jars of canned screams.
Canned screams
we'll tell
and gasps.
You what you have to think, these have been pre-recorded, of course, from audience reactions, but we won't use them.
He's really jabbing.
We don't need to, but he takes jabs, but he took jabs at himself a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
And at the beginning, he's like, oh, thank you for spending your time with me, however fleeting it may be, or whatever
your attention is. And we were like, oh, what would you think of today with the TikTok generation? Jeez.
Yeah, he'd be cursing us out.
Like, I don't really care if you plebeians are watching it on your television
But what's funny is, in terms of TV history, so at this point in time, Walt Disney was doing his Disneyland show, and he did an intro and outro for every episode.
Probably a little nicer,
shown in
less dry, right?
That's what it was. I think.
Oh, hello, everybody.
I think when Hitchcock did these, he was basically
as unfriendly as
trying
possible.
to riff. Yeah, like...
I don't really care if you're watching.
And he said something at the end too that I can't remember, but it was like,
it was so good.
It was this rude comment.
He was basically like, I don't really care. Come back and watch if you want to, or
don't.
I don't care.
Makes never
my
mind.
My fans are gonna come anyway.
Right.
You know what you're here for. So he's the Tarantino of his day.
That's what I said.
I said, yeah.
It was basically like the sort of attitude and swagger of someone who could not give an F.
But he also, had the talent and reputation
to back it up.
It's earned,
like a Tarantino.
Yeah, which is like, wow. And you kind of don't mind it.
Like Shyamalan desperately wants to be Hitchcock, and it doesn't. For me, it doesn't work.
Old didn't do
most
of
the time. Old, we know. I hated it. But yeah, so I thought that was a great way to start it. Just right away, we're into this world.
I love that
with his sarcasm and his biting wit. And really, yeah, like harping on the sitcoms of the day.
That dry British humor, it's good.
Yeah. So then we get into the actual story, and the Cuckoo Clock is the name of it. And what happens in this story? Only a few actors.
Only
really.
a few characters.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, this woman is taken by her daughter out to the old cabin where she's going to be kind of restoring it.
Her husband died.
Her husband died. They go into a grocery store to talk to the grocer, who talks about the mental patient that's escaped nearby. There's a really long conversation back and forth between them, which was interesting. She goes to the cabin, and there's this strange woman who comes in after her daughter leaves.
Yeah, because the daughter leaves.
The daughter left her.
Goodbye.
Took the car, only one car, I guess, back then. So she's out there, the phone line's out. This woman comes to see her and starts kind of seeming a little bit disturbed. And the woman begins to suspect that she may, in fact, be the mental patient.
Yeah.
And I think that's all we should say.
And I think we'll stop there, because like most of these anthologies, there is a twist.
Or two.
And, or two.
Yeah.
And it's not what I thought.
Yeah, I remember you were thinking, and I was convinced, like, okay, like, this is well done, but, okay, this part's pretty obvious. Because, and I was going to say...
The telegraphing. It looked like they were telegraphing it from a mile away.
And I was going to give it the benefit of the doubt because, okay, back then they probably wouldn't have had the description. So we got spoiled a little, but we were wrong. I was wrong.
A couple of times. That last like 3 minutes had a couple of different twists in it.
And we kept thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be them, or this is going to be this. And it was like, oh.
Yeah.
And all right, well, I was quite into this. I was quite disturbed.
Well,
by
and
some
okay,
things, and
so,
some of the scares we jumped a little. Oh,
and I did. I jumped. There was one.
Tension.
The tea kettle went off, and it was really it was a jump scare.
And there's a knock on the door a couple times. Which was pretty good. Yep.
So we watched. We were running late on the March episode of this, so we watched the March and the April back to back, and they were both the same time limit, about 22, 23 minutes.
Look, the Tales from the Dark Side one, I think, just felt like it was longer.
Well, and we talked almost all through it because there was a lot to riff on or whatever.
Yeah.
it was like that first Twilight Zone. I was like glued. I was into it. I was wanting to find out what's going on. I wanted to see the little characters. I wanted to see little clues, maybe.
I was just like, I felt that palpable tension.
Yes.
And to be transported there. And gotta say, the direction, whoever did it in these performances, was really good.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar from the names. It said Beatrice Straight. Let's look her up. She was, I think, the main woman.
Miss Blythe.
And she was part of the prominent Whitney family. I don't know that. Apparently. But she was an Academy Award winner.
Wow.
And a Tony winner. So she's obviously done something. Oh, a lot of Shakespeare. 12th Night, Macbeth.
She looks vaguely
Crucible. Familiar. Oh, and she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Network. So if you've ever seen that, she was in that. I've heard of that movie.
Yeah.
That's like a big deal.
I'm mad and...
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Yeah. And she was the one doctor in Poltergeist. I've seen that too. So she ran through the 80s with her career. All right, well, so we do know her, actually.
I liked the young woman, too. She was very good.
Young woman was good as well. I don't know if that's Ida Blythe or no, Faye Spain is Madeline. I think maybe that's... Oh, that was her, all right. What did she do? She was a film actress as well. I don't know. Crooked Circle, I don't know. Al Capone.
Hercules and the Conquest of Atlantis. That's a cheesy movie.
These are like B.
These are B movies.
Oh, wait a second. Her final actress was in Godfather Part 2, which we just watched.
Portrays
she was the wife
of
Oh, my God. Listen, we literally just did that. I still have the DVD right here for Godfather.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay, so we did know this woman.
Yeah, but he's like, she's too good for me. Wow. She has like one line or something.
Yes.
But she ended up
memorable.
Wow.
Memorable.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so now we know. So what's interesting about this is, unlike Twilight Zone, we did the first episode. Some of these, are just kind of random, and the fact is, this is just
5 seasons.
A random episode in the middle of the 5th season, and it was riveting.
It was really good stuff.
Like maybe it just picked a really good one.
Maybe,
but I don't know.
I was like, damn.
If they're all like this, I mean, and this is back when they were doing 37 to 39 episodes a season, so they really were piling them on. I was blown away by this. The twists, the look, the script was great.
It was really good.
The set design, while minimal, still gave us a good yes. Now the rain we didn't care for.
To be fair though,
it was stupid.
Gritty TV in the 50s. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, we had kind of thought, well, if you're watching it on like a grainy black and white set back in the 50s, it would make sense. But you know what?
I will forgive that.
You could see it coming off the roof though a little bit.
I was fine with it. Honestly, the only real weird nitpick for me was that the mom and daughter are about the same age.
Yeah,
there was casting.
A little bit of a discrepancy there.
She kept calling her mother, and it took me a second.
The other thing I will say, and this got better, I thought, as the episode went on. But if we're gonna pick a little bit of the nits, when I read that this Martha Straight or whatever her name was had a Tony Award, it made sense to me because I thought she was really enunciating and overacting in that first scene. But I thought that sort of faded
as she got more
nervous. But it seemed to me like, okay, she thinks she's on a stage right now, and that's not the vibe.
I think it's supposed to be she's this elegant, sophisticated city woman,
maybe,
and then she gets more nervous. But no, her performance did get better.
Yeah, I thought so too. So
yeah,
I'm sure they probably shot this over the course of like 2 days.
Yeah, man.
But
there's another good performance in there too. We can't talk about.
Cannot talk about the other performances.
But that was a good one.
But that was good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was a really intense
ending and episode
overall.
And then the bit at the end though, which was what we said
Hitchcock.
before, which does give it a little levity with saying "F you" for watching.
He's the only levity in the whole thing, right?
Everything
he basically comes out with two middle fingers, guns a-blazing.
And I know we talked about how innovative. I guess these anthology shows were taking risks, but we talked about it with Twilight Zone. But man, I think that comparatively, this is darkest thing on TV ever.
When I think about
1960,
they couldn't even show Lucy and Desi sharing a bed.
But some of the violence
we can show this crazy scene.
Well, this is also the guy that did Psycho the same year. So he
did Psycho the same year.
Talk about pushing the envelope.
What a year for him. Cuckoo Clock and Psycho the same year.
Well, Dan, it might be possible that Alfred Hitchcock was decent at making movies or something.
I gotta say it.
Man.
I will say it. I don't think that he's overrated. I think he is definitely on the Rushmore of directors.
We'll have to come up with that mountain sometime. We'll do it after.
Actually, that would be good.
But that'll be a little project. But let me tell you, I mean, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I agree. You showed me Rope not too long ago for the first time.
That's one of my favorite Hitchcocks.
And that was honestly one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I mean, it almost made my top 50 of all time. I love that movie.
Not even one of the main ones people talk about go-tos, but
no, it's not even in the top 5.
But it's so good.
Yeah, excellent.
He's very good.
He certainly earned his title as the master here. I don't know how much involvement he had in the weekly shows,
but his stamp of what he would expect for quality.
Yes, it's all over this thing. It's very clear that it's up to his level of standard, like you said.
Even if they didn't have that much, he didn't have that much to do with it. Whoever was creating it and putting together these people were trying to live up to that standard.
Yes.
And I have to wonder if he was looking at this, what feedback would he give?
Right. And because this was season 5, maybe that first season or 2, maybe he worked a little more closely with people, and then at that point they were like, okay, you get the vibe, you can write yourself.
I don't know if it was that way back then, but I know that with a lot of show creators, it's usually that way early on, and then they kind of drift in and out, work on other projects.
Especially somebody like him, so prolific
in film
in this era, right? And even just getting him to come in and do the different intros.
And props to him for, in a time where a lot of these film directors, especially ones so prestigious, would have thought that TV might have been beneath them. He didn't mind experimenting with the media.
Well, and you know what? And that may be a Disney as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think his show actually premiered before Disney's. But yeah, Disney was a very early adopter of yo, you guys, TV is a great way to get your name out there, to the masses that maybe don't want to pay for movies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Great episode.
Yeah.
I mean, do we go? How high do we go here? If everything's an A plus,
well, that's
then what's really an A plus? I'll give this an A.
Yeah.
I think her overacting in the beginning was a little bit of a turn off.
And also just some of the leaps this woman takes for a while, kind of makes you think she shouldn't have been so naive.
She's a bit of a dum-dum, but who knows?
But horror, it's going to be like that.
Yes.
So, for that, it's really good. I'll give it an A.
For some random episode in season 5, I was blown away by this.
I was tempted to give it an A+. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good, but we don't know anything else yet.
That's the thing. We can't compare to anything else. There's hundreds of other episodes.
It's like when we gave the Superman cartoon an A+. Well, then I guess...
And you're like, I guess the next one has to be an A+, because it's better.
And they're all the same.
But I know we're going to revisit Hitchcock again.
Yeah.
Because statistically, I think we only have a little over 1,000 episodes in the mix, and 360 of them are Hitchcock. So until we get some more shows in the mix, we may find him again. But
give us suggestions.
If you know of, I tried to do a little digging on what's available, but if you know anything on a streamer or something that's easily accessible, that is an anthology of the sci-fi horror more
thriller,
drama vein, Yeah, let us know. And we have even some current ones on there. Marvel's What If is on there.
Oh wow.
The Jordan Peele Twilight Zone is on there.
We
So
got Black Mirror,
Black
Goosebumps,
Mirror. Yeah,
you know,
I think Are You Afraid of the Dark maybe is on
that'd be
there.
a good one.
So
yeah,
there's a lot in the mix, but please let us have your suggestions too. We'll throw it in the random number generator. Joe, thanks for coming. We will have to do a theme song.
Oh yeah,
That'll be our summer project.
We'll have to do it sync and do.
Yes.
We'll have to figure out
We'll
something
do
not
something.
too close to Twilight Zone.
Right, no copyrights, but
No.
all
Well,
right.
if it's acapella, we'll be fine.
You and I will just do
out
it.
of key. I'll modify it. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll be fine.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.
Bye.